Hi everybody, this is PsyonicReaver. This is game 2 between Gretorp and LighT. The map is Tau Cross. So there's Gretorp and LighT is the orange Protoss here in the top right hand corner. We have Gretorp. There he is. This is the sky blue Canadian Terran at the 9 o'clock location. Again, the map is Tau Cross. And Tau Cross is actually a slightly Terran favored map in the later mid to late game, just because I'm going to go ahead and reveal the map and explain to you why and why I feel that way. Early game to mid game to almost late mid game, Protoss have the advantage just because there's no ramp, and the choke is somewhat big and allows Dragoons to be able to easily harass a Terran, especially if a Terran does a wall. Very easy for a Protoss player to harass a Terran, especially if they do a wall and then expand. Very easy for the Dragoons to bust down that wall and get in. Now, if a Terran decides to go for a 2-fact build, very easy for a Terran to hold this entrance into the base, just because it's such a small choke. Dragoons just can't get in, and it's a lot easier for a Terran to defend. But if a Terran moves out to do a fast expand and does the wall, it's very easy for Dragoons to bust down that wall, like you often see on Longinus. Now, one thing that does work against Protoss players is the lack of mobility. Whereas we saw last game, Python, the middle was one huge ground only. Tau Cross is a little bit different. There's these bridges at critical locations that a Terran player can mine off, and it's really, really hard for a Protoss player to flank a Terran player when they just place spider mines everywhere on these bridges. Even if you set up a couple of siege tanks, it's just really hard for a Protoss player to break through unless they commit a lot of resources to do so. Arbiters and or carriers will play a very vital role in this map, more so than we saw on Python. Gretorp is going to get the scout in before LighT does. LighT checking out the 6 o'clock location, not going to find Gretorp there. Gretorp going to harass Pylon. Go, go, SCV Ranger! Probe going to come down and say, just had about enough of you, take that, and take this. 50 HP versus 20 HP, go, 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 fight to the death. Factory should be being placed down soon here for Gretorp. You can see him preparing himself for that. There it goes. Now we might see the 2 gateway build from LighT. Of course, he put this pylon over here, and that's going to do either 2 things. Either he just put the pylon there because the probe was already out when it was chasing the SCV. He's put it there just to have more room to put more buildings. He put it there to put hidden tech so Comsat doesn't nail it. Or he just wants to put his gateway over here, his second gateway, if he decides to do that. Going for the 7X core upgrade, going to get that range, so he's not going to be going for too much of a tech. He might go for the robotics, which I hope he does not do. I don't think Reavers are a very strong strat on this map. It's just, boy, it's just really hit and miss with Reavers. And on this map, because the main base is so situated so far, I mean, if you look at the walls, I mean, a shuttle has to cross quite a bit of distance to get into a main base. It's just a lot of distance that a shuttle has to cover, and a couple of well-placed missile turrets can harass that shuttle all the way. Natural expansion, a little bit easier to get into, but still taking a big risk because that's where a Terran army will generally be massing, and a Reaver might not be able to do that much damage. We see the Citadel of Doom, so it looks like LighT are going to go for a DT harass here. That's the only reason why he'd be going for a Citadel. Probably picked out that SCV before building that Citadel, of course. Gretorp looks like he's prepared to do.
Don't jump up and down,
Not quite sure what he's doing. Starport, interesting enough. Looks like he's going to go for drops here. Bunker being put up in the natural expansion that's going to try to prevent Dragoon harassment. Of course, those Marines are going to be very safe inside that bunker until range kicks in for those Dragoons, which is going to be very shortly here. Within the next minute or so, there will be Dragoons with the Singularity Charge. Oh, but Barrack's going to maybe move over that bunker? No, not going to move over the bunker. Just going to help wall off a little bit, prevent those Dragoons from doing a run-by. And really, LighT kind of missed a chance there to do a run-by. to get inside the Terran base, and that would have really screwed up Gretorp, because then he would have had to force to pull this Marines out of the bunker and then try to defend with SCVs and Vultures, and he would have lost quite a bit. Now Louder coming in just a little bit too late to start harassing that bunker. Siege tank. No siege tanks, just Vultures or Spider Mines. And they're going to go ahead and put those in. And that's my twin yelling in the background. You guys might know him. He is the WoW guy. Oh no, Louder didn't see the Spider Mines go down. One does go off. Hits a goon. Louder going to go ahead and harass the Rack's going to go ahead and expand. He's going to expand and tech. Boy, that's going to be very, very dangerous, because right now Gretorp is forced to do a one-base build here. He's getting a dropship. He's probably going to go for a Vulture harass here. He might just go for it. He's going to just mine up. Luckily for him, Louder did not go for the observatory, because he'd have observers out by now. If he did, he'd be putting a lot of pressure on Gretorp. But Gretorp looks like he's going to go for the Vulture harass here. And because Louder is teching and expanding, he's got no home defense whatsoever. So those Vultures are going to be able to get around those few Dragoons stationed there. And those Vultures, really, if they wanted to get out, they could easily run past those Dragoons, and Louder would be in trouble. But using the dropship, he's going to be able to successfully sneak those Vultures past Louder's force, and he's going to start harassing Louder before Louder even realizes what's going on. A lot of probes are going to lose their lives here in just a second. Dark Templar spots the Vultures. Vultures are running in. Vultures are going to come in. They're going to start harassing that probe line. Louder trying to block with the Dragoon at the hole. Not going to be able to do it in time. Vultures are in. Vultures are laying down Spider Mines. Dark Templar cannot run in to harass Gretorp. Gretorp has seen the Dark Templar. You can see him laying down a few more Spider Mines. Maybe that's just to prevent Dragoons from running in. And Vultures being picked off by Dark Templar, ironically enough, and not by Dragoons. More Vultures coming in, dropping off Spider Mines, harassing more probes. Louder again cannot do anything until he gets observers to clear the way. But in the meantime, Gretorp is going to be massing up an army off one base, and that's going to be very dangerous for Louder, because one, he expanded and he teched, and Gretorp sees that, trying to get as many probe kills as possible just to slow down Louder's econ. Louder trying to bust in with his Dragoons, trying to clear a way for his Dark Templar. More Spider Mines going down. I don't think that Dark Templar is going to make it. Oh no, not going to make it. Siege Tank does go down. That is going to stall Gretorp for a little bit. Going to prevent him from... Oh no! Oh, barely got that Dragoon out of the way. Did not lose any probes to the Spider Mine. Nice move by Louder. More dropships, or the dropship, I should say. Picking up more Vultures, going to keep trying to harass Louder's main base. Louder trying to reinforce. Actually keeping his Dragoons near his main base and not protecting his natural. That's waiting for observers, I suppose. He doesn't want to risk accidentally triggering a mine and losing more Dragoons than he needs to, but sending probes out there like that when he knows dropships are still about, going to lose even more probes down. That's really going to hurt Louder's economy. It's going to set him back quite a bit. More Dragoons finally popping out of gateways to harass those Vultures. But not that many probes left for Louder. His probe saturation not very strong. Meanwhile, Gretorp has been successfully pumping out enough SCVs, got that mineral line very well saturated, and he's going to be able to expand here very easily. He's probably waiting for a couple more siege tank. Yep, there's another siege tank. He's probably going to wait for maybe one more, and he's going to push out. You can see the command center being built already. Going to push out here as soon as that finishes, or maybe just before, and get the defense set up. Louder, though, does have the 2 Nexus, and he's going to be able to reproduce probes at a very good rate, but again, he's sacrificing a lot of his economy to replace those probes that he lost to the Vulture raids.